Thank you for taking time to speak with me. I was curious, if such a varied filmography, how do you choose your roles? Do you choose, do you go by director? Do you go by the parts that you were offered, by the story itself?
I think I just go by instinct, and if something creates something in me when I read it, I just want to enter this story and this universe.
I read that you received the script for this film rather late. So were you approached by the director beforehand about this?
No, the Marie-Ange Luciani, the producer, sent me the script, and then I met Laura, and she said that she has seen me in Happening, and since she wanted to work with me, and I was very happy to do it because I very much loved her first feature film, Un Monde, a World, I think is the English title. And she's very, I liked the fact that under this very delicate and soft woman hides a fighter, and she knows what she wants, and she has a very visceral and radical way of filming, and I like this very much in the cinema in general. So I felt lucky enough to receive this. So I wanted to make the best out of it, and I wanted to make sure that, what she imagines of the character is something I can give to her. And it was, an interesting collaboration. And Rebecca have always been a question for us. I mean, Lady Bird by Ken Loach was a reference, but she was more hysterical. She was more expressive than what we wanted finally for Rebecca. But at the beginning, it was how do we show her? How do we portray her? Who is she? Why does she do the things she does? What makes her think it's something else? And we don't have the answers, and I like that,
Absolutely, but seeing as you were given such a short amount of time, and us as the viewer, we kind of only see her in relation to her child.
Yes.
What was your way in for the character?
She has a problem with herself. I think she maybe has something. I think she has to heal herself in order to heal the child, and it's something maybe she doesn't admit, because she's very, as she doesn't trust herself, she doesn't trust the others, and she's very suspicious about what people can say about her or her relationship with Adam. But she will finally decide to trust somebody, and I really liked the relationship she has with, and the connection she has with this nurse, because we don't know where it comes from. We don't understand why she decides to trust this lady more than another one, and why does Lucie, played by Léa Drucker, is interested in this story particularly. And I think it's because she's a mirror also of her relationship with her daughter, and I think both of them are a mirror of something. And I liked that this sort of interdependency in between them.
And there's also the relationship to Adam's father, which is teased upon, but also we never get any answers. Did you try to find some answers for yourself?
This would have, lose the mystery of it. Rebecca doesn't, I think she's lost somewhere. I think she lost herself behind her child, because in the society, I've always heard, you will see when you will have children, things change, your relationship with your partner change, and you will see that the responsibilities aren't the same, as if you cannot educate a child without losing yourself or without disappearing behind this education and this newborn. I feel it's interesting. The devotion is clearly something that makes parenthood very beautiful, but remember that you have an identity, and you don't have to lose it for someone, even if it's your child. I liked this, mystery and this trouble, and I didn't want to answer much. I think I wanted her to be very confused all the time, and not knowing what happened, not knowing where it comes from, actually, because I feel that makes her also very vulnerable, but also very strong in a way, because she still stays, true to what she defends. So even if it's wrong, and I think that even if she's vulnerable, if she has that strength, it means that she can repair. And I saw some light and some brightness somehow in this dark situation.
And how did you work to create this sense of trust with the child actor who plays Adam?
Well, we went to the pool together because you have another, approach to the feeling, the touching, the proximity of bodies in the water. So it was interesting. Laura came with this idea, and then we went to the park. And I wanted, as I always, I'm carrying him in my arms during the whole movie. So I didn't want that to, as he never acted in a movie. I felt maybe it will be aggressive for him, or I don't want it to be violent as I'm a stranger. And we went to the park, and I wanted to create moments of complicity with him, so he can rely on me if he wants, as a friend somehow.
Absolutely, it worked. It's such a palpable connection. So credit to you. I was also curious because it's a working hospital, I learned.
Yes.
So you were working with the sounds, I imagine, of the real deal
Yes,
happening?
and that helped us because the atmosphere was so tense. It was also very hot. We were shooting in August, a small, space, very oppressed, yeah, in this space. And I feel the sound that, it's still a living hospital. The part where we were shooting was only dedicated to the movie, but we were hearing things, and even the atmosphere of a hospital makes you feel. Makes you feel something in your body, and I feel it's a very physical experience, even for the viewer, but even for us. And it's very emotional, but physically it really helped. To me, it really helped to really feel that I'm drawn into something that is not healthy in a way,
Did you have to choreograph a lot of like navigating the space?
Yes, because also we were shooting in, I don't know how to say it in English, but plan séquence, like when you don't.
Oh, longer sequences, yeah.
Yes, and choreography because of the mechanism. Because of the way she wanted to film it also.
What does that change if that takes a longer? Obviously the immersity and the intensity will build up during the scene, I imagine.
Yes, and you always have to be, sometimes when you know that you will change angles, you can say, okay, in my close-up, I'll give more. It's not a good way of thinking, but sometimes you can say, okay, you're always supposed to be in the scene at your best, but now you never know when the camera will catch something of you because it moves. And Fred Noiram, the DP, he was like our shadow, and he was a partner of, an acting partner also, because he was here with us all the time, very close to us. It clearly makes you reimagine the sequence in a different way. You're always, maybe you're more also listening to the others, observing the others. You're more in the present rather than anticipating things, because you never know when the camera will be, and he will move and never do the same thing. So sometimes it's interesting to see that, oh, now I have the camera on me, and it's also very déstabilisant. Like, how do you say?
Destabilizing,
Yes.
because you came from art house and independent films, and you did some more blockbustery films, but now you return to the smaller. I don't want to say that the other ones are not artistic, but I think like the art house is purely dedicating itself to this societal commentary. What is it that draws you to this genre?
Well, I think I don't return to. I feel I'm pursuing it. I feel I continue because I never stopped, doing independent movies. I feel I want to do both. So I want to do, to me, it's exciting to do Monte Cristo and then do this and then do Merteuil, which is an HBO series, and then do something else, because now I cut my hair for a movie, and it's an independent one, and I feel I've always wanted to navigate in between both worlds, because you don't imagine that the characters the same way. It's not the same way of filming. It's not the same experience. It's something that allows you also to navigate as an actor into different techniques, and I feel it's always very nourishing, and it makes me grow up also, and I think I mean, I'm searching for that too.
And I mean, obviously, your film L'Evénement won Venice. You were in Berlin just a few months ago. Now you're here at Cannes, back in Cannes after being here last year. What makes Cannes so special among all these festivals that you attend?
Well, it's the biggest world, I mean, the world's biggest film festival, and I feel it's magic because it's also sometimes this festival give birth to directors, to actors. You know, in the opening ceremony, Laurent Lafitte dedicated it to Émilie Dequesne, and she's a child of, as Juliette Binoche, they're children of the festival. They arouse here in a way, and I feel it's interesting to see how beautiful it, because it sometimes maybe you wonder yourself why you're doing this, why you're appealed to this industry, and when you come here, I feel it's 10 days only dedicated to the beauty of working, of even craftsmanship. It's almost you know, something, it becomes palpable. I mean, it's not only imagination, it's something real, and it's I mean, I like the fact that it's just it's a sort of love letter to cinema, and it's special because it's also in our country, in France, so it's special for us as French people to be here, and but it's also, you know, so international, and it's, I mean, so many universes, so many gazes at a time, at a moment, and I feel it's so, yeah, it's nourishing as a people, as a human, as an actor. I mean, we all feel lucky to be here all the time. Even those who come here often, they will say the same things. It has something very special, something very magic, and I think it's just because everyone that comes here love cinema.
Absolutely. I know this will be a great word to end on, but I still want to ask you one last thing. Since this year, the festival is, I don't want to say dominated, but a common theme is that so many actors turn directors. Is that ever something you would consider in the future?
I would love to, yeah. I would love to do comedy. I would love to try. I mean, I don't know if that would work, but why not? Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.